Welcome to the live stream. So we'll get straight into the Bitcoin analysis. We can see here I had this mark yesterday. You have the gap, little price action here, shoots up to fill the gap, goes higher. I figured that's what was going to happen here. As you can see now we're all the way back up. It's actually forming the exact double top of the highs there. Exactly the same number. I think it will be front run. This is the gap up here. I think it'll front run it first. So yeah, the short that we had going before here, and then I mentioned when it was here, and I said also here, if we go back under, it'll be the buy the dip chance. The third time it goes back under, and then it will go up. Okay, and it could even fill the CME gap. And then I said when it was here, we're going to probably go down to this trend line bounce in the third attempt, which is what's happened. This is in the student section. So this is the paid area. Education videos on how I trade and set up and look at analysis. You can check that out in my Discord. So I think that we're going to front run this, and this will be a short coming up. If not, we're just going to go straight into here and push up through here. There is a gap just here. Be aware of. And there are two gaps way lower below us. This gap above. So we can see here, each time we were above this trend line, it was the time to short, and now we are again. I'll show you on this, it's a lot easier. This was the last cycle. You can see it had this pattern. And then it came out, had this big move up here, and then the big collapse. And then once we break out, it was the bull run. And here we have the exact same trend line, the two-day. Each time it was above, time to short. And then now, are we here? Which I think we are. Or are we on the breakout? You can see here even this similar, this has a trend line going up and it's just short of it. And we look over here, similar thing. Just short of it. And then they drop. Or even here. Yeah. We could expect something like that now. Look at this here, we want to see this come up. We've come up all the way up to touch this green EMA here, but you want to see it do its move around here somewhere in a short. So then that'll play out that trend line. So we're going through the yellow. That on through there. Downtrend. Look at that. Here's the chart. So we shorted up here at this NPAC. Then it came down, and I warned you it would probably go down with this channel, which it did. and then it formed all these POCs. It formed this one along the way, and then it was here, and it would go up and touch it, and you could short. That's now done with. Then it made these other, came down and touched the MPOC from this level, and then it came up and grabbed this one, and then it made this. It's come back up now, all the way up and touched this one again. It's actually formed a swing failure SFP of this high here. At the same time, it's hit that same MPOC, just short of this level, which is, I think, is the perfect short level. We'll soon see. There's no divergence here yet, so this could easily just go up to the next level now. Although it is a swing failure pattern of that other, it could also depends on the order flow, which we'll have a look at in a sec. So we've hit this daily level, that's gone. There's one NPOC, which is where I've got, that would be a perfect buy opportunity, especially if this was the top. So you'd be looking at that being a perfect spot. If you pop at 0.72 there. If this was the high and then it came down, that's where you'd be looking along. That would line up with all this confluence. Which is the BAH of this range. And the 2B waves that you see. Lining up with this MPOC, we know how it loves MPOCs lately. That would then come back under the trend line. That's the only worry I have there, because right now it's broken out as per what it would normally. 1, 2, and on the third touch go through. So it could come down and retest the trend line now. And then at that same time take that MPOC and then break back out again. So I think it's somewhere up in here would be a perfect short level. Even I've got alert set for here, and also I'm looking at this level, so that will front run the gap. Okay. And then come down, retest the trend line, and then go back up into the gap. That's if it's going to stay up above. Obviously it comes back down under the trend line, comes up, retests it, and then drops down under the channel here, the grey channel, and then retests under the channel, then we know it's going down. Okay, that's that chart there. We'll go look at that one. So we can see here in a high time frame, it's definitely broken out from that trend line. You can see how it's perfectly done a swing failure pattern up there. I've actually taken a little short here, but I'm expecting it to go up to this level, which is where I'm going to look, and then this level as a front run of the gap. Okay. That's the next trade. And if we have a look at the order flow, we can see here ever since this price here, this move up, open interest has been going down, so there's no new money coming into the market, it's actually exiting, which is a sign of like a short squeeze. And then here, you can see here by this black line, that's the high where all the longs were longing right at the top, so this would be a perfect opportunity for them to short the market makers. We'll soon see. Might see, as I said, another little rise up, and then and then the short. Give these guys a chance to get out, and if not, well, they'll be trapped along with the next high. If we get another candle like this where everyone's buying at the top, there's lots of shorts opening up right at the top, you see. So this is what this looks like. This looks like an unsustainable rally that's going to top out and go in there opening up shorts. So you can see this rises, open interest rises, and we see high negative delta, well, they're planning on pushing it down after trapping these guys. So that's what we're looking at. This level right here, and an SFP of this level. Okay, so if you're going to go short here, you could add to it up here, and have your stop losses the gap. So sounds like a decent enough plan. What we need to see is this rally do what it's going to do, clear the order flow and run out of steam, which is right in this area we're looking at right now. Because, you know, look, take quite a few candles, you'd think it a little bit should come back at some stage. Not a guarantee, but so yeah, that's where we're looking. If you're looking for a long, I would wait for it, see what happens if it comes back down to this trend line. And I've actually got a long order sitting right at this number, 75, 775. Okay, which would be a perfect spot. Comes down, traps people under the trend line, thinking it's all going to go bearish, and then it touches the MPAC, breaks back out, shoots up quickly.